Hi guys, Leslie here, and today we're going to be exploring how you can activate more passion and motivation in your life by using your Mars placement. And the simple answer to that is by doing 12th house things. So in this video, I'm going to go through a list of examples of how to amp up your motivation and passion. And then we're going to also look at potential careers with this placement and also some gifts that this placement brings. And then we're going to wrap up with a message from Spirit. But just to be clear, so when I'm talking about passion, which can be in or out of the bedroom, it's because passion is the love language of Mars. And I'll be focusing more out of the bedroom and mostly focusing on our careers, our work, our jobs, our side hustles and hobbies, because honestly, that's where we spend the bulk of our time and energy. And this also includes stay-at-home parents and full-time students. So, uh, just just so you know a little bit about Mars, I would say you can think of Mars as your personal career coach who kind of brings the heat, the excitement, the inspiration uh, to to really kick your butt and get you moving. And this placement is all about where, or Mars energy is all about where, when, how you take action to fulfill your passions. So I guess we'll start with our passion activation list. I've got about 40 things on this list. So I'm just going to read it. Now, I will say I have this placement, and so I have done some of these things before I even knew about it, and you probably have too. All right, so the first thing is going that these are examples of things that you can do to activate more passion and motivation in your life. So, going into therapy to heal trauma, especially childhood trauma, showing initiative at work by offering to lead a project or asking for a raise or putting your name in the hat for a promotion, going into 12-step recovery for addictions, drawing your dream life or scripting your dream life. And scripting is just writing out, I would love to live in this country, or I want a house, um, with 4-bedroom house somewhere, just the personal dreams that you have. And drawing your dream life is another way of doing that. And that's drawing on that 12th house artistry. So you could draw a picture of you and your potential mate at your wedding, things like that. Anything that do with your dreams, your hopes, and your aspirations. Okay, acting on your intuitive impulses, taking a psychic development class, or even better, teaching one yourself, spending time daydreaming, imagining, and visualizing, giving time and energy and money to charities that support large animals like horses, whales, and polar bears, doing A Course in Miracles or anything where you practice unconditional love and forgiveness, start a dream journal, working or volunteering in a hospice with people who are transitioning, studying shamanic energy healing, receiving a Reiki attunement and treatment, relieving the suffering of others in any way possible, getting a reading from a psychic medium, going to an ashram on a silent meditation retreat, facing your challenges with a pioneering spirit of I can do this, I can conquer this, competing in a 5K race or marathon, starting or going to the gym and start weightlifting, let's see what else we have here. Championing a cause for underdogs, people who have been victimized and forgotten. Being aware that you have a tendency to give up before you've even got started. So, like, why bother? Uh, doing any kind of international travel for work. So, if your company has an opening that says, hey, we need somebody doing what you're doing over in London, volunteer for that. Also, with international relocation, either look for a job in another country, or if your current company needs somebody to go and live over in Holland for a few years, take advantage of that. That'll really boost your passion right there. Um, Stop wasteful spending and make a plan to pay off your debt. Get couples counseling if your partnership is strained. Learn to express your anger in healthy ways. You know, the old screaming into a pillow or beating up a pillow. Or I used to, when I'm driving down the freeway, I'd yell and scream. Just, you're not hurting anybody and you're just releasing it out of your body. Being bold and daring in your approach to life. Take a risk. Ask someone out on a date. Compassionately serve others by relieving their pain. So you can come up with different ideas of how to do that. I'd also say prayer and meditation, and also just wearing the color red, especially red shoes, can activate and spark some passion. And some other 12th house activities that you might relate to is staying at home and reading a book, doing art, journaling and writing. And what came to me was The Artist's Way, that book by Julia Cameron, where she has people do morning pages where they write out 3 pages every morning to just get your thoughts out on the page. That would be really, really good for us. Listening to music, sitting in silence with your own thoughts, emotions, and energy, and actually just never leaving the house. And um, I, I have this placement, my husband has this placement, and so does my daughter. And when we had COVID and we were in lockdown, we all did really well during that time. It was kind of amazing because we were such home buddies, and my daughter did really well over the internet, doing classes on Zoom. And anyway, that just came to mind when I was like, yeah, we can stay at home, and that can really, um, when I'm talking about daydreaming and stuff, that's the kind of thing we get criticized for. But with this placement, that can really be very healing and um, allowing us to tap into our inner drives and motivations. Okay, and okay, we're going to talk about careers a little bit. So with this placement, working in politics, being a politician or working in local government like your mayor's office, things you could be very strong in something like that. Anything to do with any kind of medical field, especially where you're working in a hospital. You can be a sheriff, a warden, or security guard at a prison, a writer, researcher, professions of psychology, social work, counseling, life coaching, being a spiritual advisor, a healer, any kind of spiritual messenger, a massage therapist. Massage therapists work in small enclosed spaces, and you could also be very drawn to working in remote places like Antarctica, being a researcher up there, something like that. And definitely working at home. That is a big plus for all of us with Mars and Cancer. And this placement can also bring some spiritual gifts like intuition, psychic abilities, vivid imagination, and I'd also say potent dreams, prophetic dreams, talent in, and then also the careers, I should have said, is anything in the arts would be a good placement. This is a good placement for that. Um, so when, spirit, talented, artistic talent is what I'm trying to say, musical talent, and the qualities of compassion, empathy, solitude, um, the ability to kind of make dreams become real. And also, you probably have some gift with being in touch with your spirit guides and guardian angels. And of course, you could share those gifts with other people and make a career out of that. So that's a few things. And then Spirit wanted to also share something here. And Spirit is saying that another way to spark passion in your life is to focus on something that you are already interested in and enthusiastic about. And so as you spend more time learning about and spending time engaged with this topic, you'll begin to feel a spark of passion that can permeate every aspect of your life. So it doesn't have to be specific. It can, well, I'll use it myself as an example. I was studying this placement to learn about how I could activate more passion in my life. And it kind of got me excited. And I decided to take a risk and share this with everybody here. And that did amp up my motivation enough for me to make a commitment to myself that I'm going to make a whole series about uh, all the planets and how they work on our charts. This is like a really simple hack by just doing, in this situation, doing 12th house things to encourage and amplify Mars energy in your life and its blessings. So I think that's everything. Um, I really hope, I wish you good luck, putting some of these ideas to work in your life. I think you're going to see, I would say do it like a challenge. Take a challenge and test yourself. And obviously, the things that are most challenging, like recovering from an addiction, is where you're going to get the biggest bang for your buck. But even days when you're like feeling a little low energy, putting on, a red tie or a red top, and that can really boost your energy. Also, wearing red jewelry like rubies, anything like that. So do easy ones, do the tough ones, and do a little experiment and see how it works for you. So take care, guys, and I'll see you in the messages.